This is Urdizzle back with video one in my new series, which I'm going to call Zero to Hero, where I'm going to start with a brand new account, level 0, no discs, and work my way through the whole process to show you how it looks starting from basically nothing. So we're going into my account here, making some changes. For example, I don't need to see the flyovers, making sure I'm not in lefty mode, changing the units to feet. That would really throw me off if I had to deal with meters. Not messing with graphics, and got to change it to the American flag. And so the chapter one of this series is going to be going through the disc acquisition process, like playing the Challenge of the Valley. Like if I was a new player or if I was advising a new player, how would I want them to start? So you start off with your beat up dagger and your beat up compass. And we're just going to go through and see how many and how quickly we can get the Challenge of the Valley discs, because that's essentially at the beginning, that's what's going to help your game. I know people are worried about aces and albatrosses and all this other stuff, but bottom line is you got to acquire the discs. And so I'm going to go through and just play Challenge of the Valley. And I apologize, I do kind of force of habit. I do play quickly, so you're not going to see the longest putts, and now that one I left up there, but a lot of the longest distance ones I clicked through really quickly. I apologize for that ahead of time. So starting off on Sunshine here, I believe to get 3 stars you have to get all birdies. It's scary because I haven't done the 3 stars on a lot of these courses in ages, so I honestly don't remember, which is kind of challenging to get all birdies on Sunshine, at least for hole 5, because you have to worry about hole 5. But all these are pretty standard things. You're just getting pretty close. For me, the biggest transition is going to be putting with an actual putter, because I have driven and thrown, used on throw-ins and putted with a fuse for so long. I haven't used a putter. I don't remember the last time I used it. And even when I did use it, I didn't use the dagger that I have in this video. And I believe the dagger, if I remember correctly, is a little more overstable. So I've got to watch my putts that are outside of about 35, 40 feet, because I know they're probably going to hyzer a little bit. See, that close, 22 feet, it's not going to do that. All right, so we're 4 for 4. And so this is the challenging one. I probably have to get this pretty close to the tree line over there on the left. So let's do a little bit of turnover. And that is too much turnover. So this is only 5 holes, so 320. I'd probably have to play the hyzer. I could probably throw it over the water, but what we're going to do is we're just going to play a nice safe shot out here and just throw it across. And I'm pretty sure I'm only going to get 2 stars on this now because of that, but I turned that driver over way too much. I shouldn't say driver because it was a compass, but I turned the drive over. And I did kind of run that one with my compass. I used some of my knowledge of distances with the fuse, but that wasn't going to work. So we finished 4 under, which should get me, and again, I am not using the facts to figure out what discs to get. I'm just playing through, assuming I don't have any knowledge. So they gave me another dagger and another compass. So what I will probably do with these 2 is change out my beat up ones. And I'll be honest with you, I don't really know what the beat up does. I don't know if they're more understable, if they're less predictable, but we're going to go ahead and just take them out of the bag. There's no point because I'm not going to use them. So we'll have the sticky dagger and a no attribute compass. And we're going to go back into Sunshine Glade and just probably get the 4 birdies to start pretty easily. And then ideally make a better tee shot on hole 5 that'll give me my birdie. And I almost aced that one. that'd be funny to get the 6th hole I play to get my first ace. But so nothing really spectacular here. So as you guys can watch me throw these first 4 holes, this is an interesting experiment because a lot of the influx of new players coming in with the new updates. I know there's a lot of complaints about experience and gold being hard to come by and hard leveling up and acquiring discs. And I would agree with all of that. I do like the new process of being able to acquire coins and buy discs you want. But in the end, I think at some point they're going to have to bump up the experience because it's just too much of a grind. And I know some people say, well, you want newer players to work. But let's be honest, if you're only getting 50 experience per multiplayer game, and yes, you can play the AI tournaments, which I think maybe that's what Per has been trying to do is shift people into an offline version, the AI tournaments, which I don't know the rationale behind that. Maybe it's server usage. It's easier when you're just doing the AI tournaments, but there's got to be some adjustment made because it's just way, way, way too hard for people to level up and acquire the discs you need. But you're going to see as I go through this series. So again, chapter 1 is all the disc acquisition. So here we go, whole 5. But chapter 1 is just how do you acquire the discs you need to be successful. And so here we're getting hyper aggressive, going up in the trees, and I just hope I have a route. And I do. So I'll be able to just kind of go off to the right here. 279. This might even be like a borderline tap in, but I mean, that's going to be pretty easy. So there we go. There's my 3 stars on Sunshine. And let's see. So we got a sticky dagger and a no attribute compass for the first 2 stars. And let's see what they're going to give us for 3rd star here. And so an explorer. So that Glide Explorer early on is probably going to be a workhorse. So that'll make some of these shorter holes a little more manageable. Ones were like, let's say it's closer to 300. Like here's a great example. So now I'm going to shift into blueberry. Now here, if I had to throw a compass, I could birdie this, but I'd be throwing a compass and then relying on a throw in with a disc that I'm not comfortable with. So they're the longest drive, and that's what I was talking about. I clicked through that so quickly. But so blueberry, I believe to get 3 stars on this, you need an 8 under. So essentially all birdies, but you've got 1 hole you can play with if you mess up, which there's not really too many holes here you can mess up. So this one I threw my forehand. All this is pretty standard stuff. I mean, I'd love to ace run some of these, but most of these were just out of range for a Glide Explorer. Now this one, with the Explorer, I can't really play that wide right route. I mean, I probably could, but I don't really want to risk being too far out distance-wise, so I'm going to play it up the gut here, and that's perfect. I should be able to play a nice forehand. We're going to go ahead and go forehead compass and just play kind of a nice high stall shot. That's another technique that a lot of new players don't really have in their bag, is if you think your disc is going to go too far full power, a lot of people will power down. What I do is I actually keep the full power, but then just aim a little higher, and it shortens the distance. All right, so this one, window 3, we're going to throw it up over the top, and I actually don't mind. I know that this is not exactly what I wanted, but that's anytime you clip those branches, it's just going to still get down to the bottom of the hill, so that's really not a big issue. All right, 4 for 4, so we're well on our way. And again, I don't want to look up. I don't remember what discs you get for getting your 3 stars on this, but should be a little better than the Sunshine. Now, this hole I normally throw a river, so that's, I think, also the learning curve is trying to figure out, well, that actually flipped quite a bit more than I was expecting. But figuring out what these new discs do, remember my favorite attributes are accurate and windbreak. So not having an accurate or a windbreak disc in my bag is going to be a huge adjustment, especially on putts. I mean, again, I'm not used to putting with a putter, so that's quite the change for me. And hole 6, window 3, they're throwing some tricky winds at me to start, but we're going to go ahead and see if we can get compass ace. Come on. Off the basket. So that's 2 near aces, 1 on Sunshine and 1 on this one. That'd be kind of cool to get an ace this early. Put that on the profile. All right, hole 7, I'm going to throw the Explorer again, forehand. I just want to make sure to get it up the hill. Don't want to get any crazy rollaways. I'd like to go into hole 9 not needing a birdie. Just got a little stroke to play with. And that one, I was a little careless there. Even that close, I probably should have aimed a little lower because I very easily could have gotten a spit out. Now, this is the hole where I usually throw a musket. I was a little concerned ahead of time what I was going to do, and that's not a good shot. Yeah, that was not quite what I was looking for. So 59 feet, we're going to have to test to see how good the disc dagger is with the throw-in. All right. Now, you could even see at the very end there, it was starting to kind of tail to the left, and I'm going to have to adjust. So, yeah, all I need is a par here, so we're going to throw the Explorer up high here, let it crash down, get birdie, or maybe worst case par, and get our 3 stars and get out, and that's got a shot. Are you kidding me? Wow. Second round ace, hole 9 of blueberry. I don't get that normally with my regular bag, so most definitely was able to crush that. Oh, and you know what? I think I only needed 7 under to get that 3 stars. Okay, so we got a few new discs there. So let's go in our bag and check them out. We got... So right now, I'm probably going to start using the accurate heavy and the accurate compass. So let's get out the no attribute compass. There's no way I'm going to use that. And we're just going to stick with those discs right there. 4 discs moving forward are going to be the sticky dagger, the accurate heavy dagger, an accurate compass, and then for longer shots, the Glide Explorer. And that wraps up episode 1 of chapter 1, the disc acquisition process. And video 2, we're going to head on over to Oak Hill and Lakeside and see what those have to offer us.